Welcome to the very first video here in the Roundball Mining Company Denver Nuggets film room. With Carmelo Anthony out 3 to 4 weeks, the Denver Nuggets are really going to have to work extra hard to make sure they get good shots. And again, their first two games, I've noticed a real drop-off between the first half and second half in that regard. And we're going to take a look at some clips from the game against Detroit to see the difference between how they played offense in the first half and how they played in the second half. In our first clip, you're going to see the Nuggets are very patient on offense. They're going to reverse the ball to the weak side and then set a cross screen to get Nene open on the post. As a result of the motion, that Kenyon is open, cutting to the rim, and unfortunately he drops the ball. A really good possession. In our second clip, you're going to see off the inbounds pass, the Nuggets take the ball to the offside. They get the ball to Chauncey in the post, and Dante makes a great cut towards the rim and ends up getting the basket, using his body to shield Amir Johnson, a really good shot blocker, away. Even though this is more of a defensive breakdown by the Pistons in our third clip, you're going to see Kenyon's going to get the ball and immediately attack the basket, and that's a little bit different than what you see from him in the second half. This is the one example of an outside shot that I included, and you're going to see that it wasn't just a dribble up the floor, pass to a shooter, and have him take the jumper. You're going to see the Nuggets are going to have a lot of movement. Kleza sets up his cuts inside, and then breaks back outside for an open three, and he's been making a lot of those, and that's even though it's an outside shot, it's a good outside shot. Now we're going to switch to the second half, and I believe all these clips happen in the first 7 minutes of the third quarter. On a fast break attempt, Nene over-penetrates and then kicks out to Kleza, who immediately shoots a three and doesn't even draw a rim. It's a challenge three, and that is not a good shot. In this next clip, you're going to see Chauncey and Nene playing a little bit of a two-man game, but when they face a little bit of resistance, they both tend to get lazy, and they settle for, and Nene ends up settling for a jumper. You're going to see Chauncey's penetration is cut off. Meanwhile, everyone else is standing and watching, and the result is Nene taking a jumper. And for some reason, the Nuggets had a rash of really bad shots coming off of inbounds passes. Here you see Nene just catches and shoots, plenty of time on the shot clock, and I'm not quite sure why he took that shot. Next, we see another inbounds pass. Nene gets the ball in the same spot, and then this time he passes to Kenyon, who for some reason takes a 20-footer. There were only 7 seconds on the shot clock, but still he has a chance to work for a better shot. This next clip, Chauncey's actually going to make a long three-pointer, but I think we can all agree that it's not the best shot to take. Nene's going to set a screen, and once again, Chauncey's his penetration's cut off, and instead of going back to work for something else, he just takes a long J. And just because it goes in doesn't make it a good shot. J.R. Smith takes a lot of heat for taking heat check threes, and I think Chauncey does a little bit of that too, and but fans tend to let it slide a little bit. But here you see after he made that previous three-pointer, he's going to settle for the three off the screen when he has plenty of room to penetrate. And the Nuggets do end up getting the rebound, and Chauncey drives. And I just wanted to keep this in to show one of the other themes of the second half, and that was the refs wouldn't call anything on Detroit. Sure, it's petty sour grapes, but I just had to throw that out there. On this next clip, you're going to notice that the Nuggets just basically stand around and let the shot clock wind down. There's no movement. There's no cutting. No one's trying to get open like they did in the first half. Chauncey's going to skip it over to Kenyon, and instead of swinging it around, he just stands and he watches. And they're fortunate to get a pretty decent shot by Dante Jones simply because Iverson's playing some lazy D here. And they end up getting the offensive rebound, and Nene's fouled. And it shows how good things can be when you do get in the paint. But the Nuggets just didn't work hard enough to get shots like that. Now this just absolutely has to be one of the worst shots of the game. Knowing that the Nuggets are settling too much for perimeter jumpers, I'd love to see Chauncey try to work for a better shot. And here you see, and again, off of an inbounds pass for some reason, the Nuggets just took a lot of bad J's off of inbounds passes, but that's a horrible shot. The Nuggets ran this same set to start the second half, and Kenyon got the ball from Chauncey and drove all the way in for a layup. Here you're going to see for some reason he decides to shoot from the top of the circle, doesn't draw a rim, and Iverson gets the rebound and races past all 5 Nuggets and gets fouled on the other end of the floor. Just a pathetic effort and a bad decision by Kenyon. So there you have it. The Nuggets are 1-1 in the 2 games since Carmelo Anthony broke his hand, and you can see from the clips there that the Nuggets were a completely different offensive team in the second half compared to the first half, and they cannot do that without Carmelo on the floor. They need to be extra focused and work extra hard in order to earn good shots and take care of the ball and be a good offensive team. For some reason, when the defense puts up a little more resistance, and there's no doubt that the Pistons played a little tougher on the defensive end in the second half than the first, the Nuggets, instead of responding with greater determination, they seem to respond with lazy offense and bad jumpers. Hopefully they can reverse that trend, though, coming up over the next couple weeks without Carmelo Anthony. So thanks a lot for joining us in the first edition of the Roundball Mining Company film room, and I look forward to putting a lot more videos together, and hope you have a great day.